I thought I'd capture this view of the sunset over the evergreen junipers and pines. Always something nice to find. We had a shower of rain, but sadly not enough to really wet the trees. I will still have to water. I hope the mic is working. I had a disaster the other day. I did about 1 hour of video and discovered that the recording did not come out, so I had to do it all over again. In fact, it's so beautiful I don't need to say anything. Just enjoy it. The colors are going to change very, very rapidly. So every second is going to be valuable as the sun sets. Let me try and take a bit of bonsai image as well. What a glorious sunset. Sunsets and sunrises are so beautiful. I don't know which is more beautiful. The aeroplane noise doesn't worry me. It does worry some people I know, but it's all part of life. Look at that sunset now. Every angle I turn, there's something new to discover. The colors are soon disappearing, and what a life lesson. Nothing lasts forever. As we say, just enjoy it while it lasts. The pinks are fading, it's becoming grey, and soon the night will be upon us. The birds are singing, and it's been a lovely day. What more can you ask for? Life is beautiful. It's hard to believe that we are only in the last week in April and we've had temperatures of 26 degrees centigrade today. So it's like high summer. It's been ever so hot. Now that the evening is cooler, it's about 8 o'clock in the evening, I'm walking around the nursery. As you can see, the sun is about to set again. So let me walk you around to show you another glimpse. I don't feel so bad repeating all these little walks because I know many of you enjoy these walks. Even I notice things are different. Every day I come out, the leaves look different, the flowers look different. Look at the larches, they're in full leaf now, and it's only in the last week of April. This one has red tag because it's been chosen to go to the Chelsea Flower Show. The Japanese gardeners who come every year, they come to borrow these trees to use for their display. Lovely when all the plants have been watered. These are our Deshojo maples. They're all in different stages of leafing out. And these massive crab apples. Look at this tree. This is a big beast. And that's one of my large Chinese elms. I hope you can hear the birds singing. The Deshojos look rather dark, purple almost, but I'll take some pictures during the daytime to show you how the colors contrast with the evening colors. All our wisterias are in full bloom. I have purple, blue, white, and the pink are the last ones to flower. So I'm just concentrating on the wisterias for the time being. Now, if you remember last year, I made this for a YouTube video, making this planting on that fiberglass slab, crescent-shaped slabs, and the larches have all survived. Not a single one has died, and it's been left out here throughout the winter without any protection. So how good is that? Look at this one. This one has also been left out all winter. Even the little ones have survived. As I mentioned to you, when I went to America, they tend to protect their trees in their greenhouses for the winter. We don't. Everyone is different. We all use different things. And this is that cutleaf beech. That was another YouTube project. So I'm going to show you what the leaves look like. This is a type of beech. As I've always reminded people, beech trees, they leaf out almost the very last. And this time they were leafing out on the 23rd of April. I find from experience that the beech trees in the UK, in southern England, always come into leaf in the third week in April, usually around the 20th, 22nd or 23rd of April. So even this cutleaf beech has emerged late in the month. This is my pink wisteria, but this is not yet open. I will take you to other areas where I will show you my other wisterias. This is my famous windswept larch. Again, very delicate foliage. And now I'm going to show you another large wisteria that I've been air layering because it's so old that it's collapsing. Look at that one. The pot is about 20 inches in diameter, so the trunk is really, really old. I'm going to adjust the position to give it a different angle of planting. This is where I tried to air lay last year, but it formed a callus, but it did not root, so I might do it again. Look at that. You look at the flowers. Look at the flowers on that. So while I'm walking around, these are my horse chestnut, or what we call the conker trees. Look at how small the leaves are. And the trunk is massive, absolutely massive. That is 2 foot across, the Nebari. Another conker tree. This is a white one. We have pink ones as well. And when it flowers, I will show you what they look like. This is one of my air-layered elms, Siberian elm, air-layered from a large tree. I barely turned my back. Yesterday that crabapple was in full bloom and the flowers have shed their petals and soon the fruit will form. That's another one. Everything in full leaf. Hawthorns, larches, more crabapples. Look at the blossom on those trees. What a sight. What a sight. This is Japanese beech, quite different from the European beech. But again, they only leafed out in the third week in April. You can see that I love maples. Half of these are homegrown. That means they are either from air layering or young plants which we've grown in the field. Now this is an air layering, believe it or not, made only 5 years ago. These are our starter trees. They're large ones. They're about 30 years old. Look at the cones and the flowers on this 5-needle pine. I don't know what variety this one is. Certainly very beautiful. Look at it. I haven't the heart to turn it into a bonsai. They're so beautiful as ordinary conifers. I don't think I will sell that. Ah, this beech is a bit late. European beech, very late. These are beech trees being trained, and these are all young leaves and young shoots which have just emerged. I'm now going to walk into my field and into my pond area. I have a problem with deer. The other day, 3 deer were standing here and set off all the security alarms at 2 o'clock in the morning. With a bit of luck, we may encounter a few of them as we walk around. Everything is so quiet. And this is my red Shikitatsu Sawa. Let me show you the veining of the leaves. I often talk about it, but I never show you. Look at the veining of the leaves here. So we sometimes call it the red lace leaf maple. Beautiful leaves. This is when it's at its best. As the year progresses, the veining gets lost because this becomes a darker color. I think it's a deeper green and a deeper dusky red. My Taihaku cherry has finished blooming. A few blooms left. This 5-needle pine was a bonsai 33 years ago, only 6 inches tall, but this tree is now 5 foot tall. Grown in the ground too, grow next to my pond. I'm not going to say much. I just want to record the bird song. Now, talking of maples, this is the green lace leaf. or what they call Aoshi Tatsusawa, the green lace leaf maple. So again, they are at their best at this time of the year. This tree was gifted to me by a lady who used to ask me to look after her Japanese garden. And when this tree got too big, she gifted it to me. So a lot of trees have sentimental attachment. These are just ordinary mountain maple, and they are going to be air layered. This is another very rare maple. I think it's called Orido Nishiki. And there is yet another beautiful one. I think this is probably Higasayama. Look at the leaves on this. This is a huge tree, absolutely massive tree, and I'm trying to air layer it. I didn't have much success last year, but I'm trying again. From a bonsai which was 3 foot high, it's now about 10 or 12 foot in height. That's how vigorous the tree is. I may end up growing it as a garden tree rather than keep air layering. Such a beautiful tree. And those leaves there, this is Japanese beech, which has gone a bit crazy, about 12 foot high. It's still in its bonsai pot, but I'm growing it to air layer. These poor Niwaki or Japanese garden trees, these are Scots pines. Look at the length of the candles, they're about 6 inches long, waiting to be pruned. I didn't prune it last year, so this year I must do it. They need to be done once every year or once every 2 years at least, otherwise they lose the shape. They've all got candles about 6 to 8 inches long. I have 2 ducks on the pond. Don't want to disturb them. Can you see them? I have some very rare wisterias. Unfortunately, I can't remember the names, but this is a very light blue, almost powder blue wisteria. Look at it. Look at the blossom on that. And this is my main orchard. The main orchard has just one variety, and it's called Royal Jubilee. And it normally flowers in the first week in May. It's only the 3rd or 4th week in April, so it's a bit early. So I'll walk again when this orchard is in bloom. The other apple trees are in flower. Jungle. And in the first week in May, the English bluebells are in bloom. We have some patches of bluebell which are all wild seedlings. I'm not going to disturb them, so I want this orchard to be covered in bluebells one day. Because they self-seed, it will take about 3 or 4 years for this to happen. More views of my orchard. This variety is called Worcester or Worcester if you spell it the English way, but it's pronounced Worcester. And this is my 15-foot high European hornbeam bonsai. Look at it, crazy, absolutely crazy. That bush is Siberian crabapple. The fruit are so small, they are almost like cotoneaster berries, but the flowers are delightful. I grow it to airlay that tree. More big maple bonsai in the making. One final shot while the light is still available. And this is the wild wisteria that is growing up my conifer trees. They are ordinary Leylandii or Thuya, I think one of them is. They're scrambling up these large conifers. Reminds me of what the trees in Japan do. Out in the forest in Japan, wisterias climb up these trees, and you think that the trees are like jacaranda with a purple blossom. This tree is probably nearly 100 years old because the house was built in 1905, and this wisteria has always been here. And I'll show you the base of the tree. It has completely strangled the shed. I have a wooden shed there, and can you see the roots and the trunk? The trunk in places is about 12-inch in diameter. I thought I'd show you a better shot of the wisteria because when I photographed it last evening, it was getting rather dark. So I'm going to walk out to the wisteria area. I've got to pass all these lovely maples. This is the maple in front of my own house. And here we are walking to the other end of the nursery where we have some large oak trees. And I'll show you how this wisteria looks in the bright sunshine. It's amazing how different views have a completely different feeling when the light is different. So that is my lime tree, and this is the wisteria that we have growing around that old shed. Look at it, absolutely gorgeous. That tree is every bit, I would say, 100 foot tall, and the wisterias climb right to the top. As I said, it almost looks like a jacaranda tree for those of you who live in the tropics. I remember seeing some in India and some in South Africa, and the jacaranda have a slightly deeper mauve color, but it's probably more spectacular than wisteria. And if I can just go a bit closer to show you the blooms. What a pity these blooms don't last forever. But then if they lasted forever, then they would become commonplace. We wouldn't admire it so much. Look at those flowers. Look at those flowers. How can you not love things like this? All the way up to the top. So on that note, I will definitely now end. And it's still only the 28th 8th of April today. We're not yet into May, and today we're going to get 27 degrees centigrade, which is like a hot August day. So on that note, enjoy.